All right, guys, Section 6. Section 6 of Article 1 of the Constitution of the United States of America. So this seemed important to me to continue. The senators and representatives shall receive a compensation for their services, to be ascertained by the law, and paid out of the Treasury of the United States. They shall, in all cases, except treason, felony, and breach of the peace, be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of the respective houses. Be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of their respective houses, and in going to and returning from the same. And for any speech or debate in either house, they shall not be questioned in any other place. So they shall not be held accountable to what they say at these congressional meetings, hearings, meetings. So they should not be arrested for their freedom of speech, except for treason or any sort of felony or breach of peace. No senator or representative shall, during the time for which he was elected, be appointed to any civil office under the authority of the United States, which shall have been created, or the emoluments whereof shall have each increased during such time. And no person holding any office under the United States shall be a member of either house during his continuance in office. For some reason, that I wonder when they try to get these politicians or these people that play roles in government, when they find out, oh shit, they're doing insider trading, or like, how are they become so rich now? Like, if their salary is this and they're millionaires, if this is part of the Constitution where they are tried and questioned, because it seems he may not be appointed to any civil office under the authority of the United States. What constitutes a civil office? The emoluments. What are emoluments? Let me look that up. Emoluments. So define emoluments. Emoluments. A salary, fee, or profit from employment or office. Hmm. 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 There's one woman in particular, everybody knows. She's some old lady as part of a high branch in government. So uh be appointed to any civil office under the authority of the United States, which shall be have been created, or the emoluments whereof shall have been increased during such time. And no person holding any office under the United States shall be a member of either house during his continuance in office. Okay, I haven't even read the interpretation. The provision for paying salaries to members of Congress provoked some disagreement among the delegates, as at least some members of the Constitution or the Constitutional Convention thought that public servants should be virtuous and wealthy gentlemen capable of serving in office without the need to seek compensation. It's a little it's a little platonic. Like Plato's Republic, he assumed that these the fuck were they called? The people who were supposed to be the rulers. I know ones are called the auxiliaries, like the people who held leadership and who held positions to protect the republic, like any person part of the military, that they shouldn't even have no land. They should not. They should be free of compensation, like this is saying. So people thought. So the delegates, as at least some members of the Constitutional Convention, like when they were forming this, thought that public servants should be virtuous and wealthy gentlemen capable of serving in office without the need to seek compensation. So they're tying virtue with wealth. Like if you're a virtuous person, you'll inevitably be wealthy, and if you're a wealthy person, most likely you're a virtuous individual who's able to accumulate wealth in an honest manner. The provision providing immunity from arrest, except in cases of treason, felony, or breach of peace, was another attempt to ensure the independence of members of the legislature, like the separation of powers. And the provision prohibiting service in another public office while serving in Congress marked a rejection of practices in the English Parliament, where members of Parliament also served as ministers in the King's cabinet. More generally, it reflected a desire to reinforce the principle of separation of powers. The provision providing immunity from arrest, another attempt to ensure the independence of members of the legislature. Provision providing immunity. It also seems a little Julius Caesar. Like, you can't kill the guy at our meeting. Like, if you don't like what he's saying, let's save it for later. Hire a hitman or something. Like, let's just not take some guy out because it's funny, right?